Hey Soul Family, what is going on? It is Maddie, Good Gemini 444. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to do a collective reading today about what advice does Spirit want to give you to help you love yourself more. I have this little question deck, and that's the little question that we got. So we're going to go for it. Just in regards to this message, just keep in mind, I always let people know I'm so glad you're here, but if this message doesn't resonate with you or it's not vibing with you, that's totally okay. Always trust your own intuition and use that inner guidance system to choose wisely which readings that you consume, because not every collective reading is going to be for you. It's a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Not every single message of this reading is going to be for you, and that's okay as well. I'm so glad you're here. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I would love to have you be a part of this community. I'm growing my YouTube channel and I just want to make readings, hang out with you, and vibe. So let's go. Let's get right into it. I pulled out a few decks. We are going to see what advice Spirit wants to impart to you to help you love yourself more. I think I'm going to make it a separate message because there's just so much information around it, but this is very much connecting to this message that I tried to record the other day, and I'm still kind of deciding in and out if I want to post it, and I feel like it's almost even connecting to the energy of the collective that I'm connecting with, because I feel like the collective here, you have so much power and you doubt it. The advice is important here about loving yourself more so that you can get out of your comfort zone and own your power in terms of being a leader. You are meant to be a leader. But I think what's coming through, the Leo energy is coming through, very fiery energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. You don't have to be, but if it's in your big three, that's just an extra confirmation, any of the signs I mentioned. I feel like the Leo energy, and we're in the Lionsgate portal right now, there's something in regards to you equating your leadership or the way that you feel about yourself with how you perform. Potentially, there was conditional love that you experienced as a child where you were loved, but conditionally based on your performance, if it was good or bad. So then the way that you treat yourself now, what that's programmed within your thinking, conditioned in your thinking, is, oh, I can only love myself when I perform well. So it's giving a little bit of that Leo shadow energy, and it's also giving a little Aries shadow energy and Virgo I'm getting as well, just because Virgo is like a very perfectionistic energy. But with the Lionsgate portal we're in, I keep mentioning to everyone because it's like my favorite analogy that's been coming through. Resting and taking care of yourself and being gentle with yourself during this Lionsgate is the most powerful action you can take, really, because you are recharging as you rest. You are recalibrating. You are taking in all of this very, very powerful energy from this portal, and your body needs to adjust to it to be able to handle it, to know how to use it, or just absorb it really in the first place so that then you can use it. Because I feel like a lot of this collective, you're very focused on like your financial success or your external success in terms of like a business, the way that you look like with your growth, or just like, yeah, your financial success, your survival, doing better or gaining more financially, something along those lines with success being seen externally. So I feel like, yeah, that's another part of the message is, part of the advice is you look for external validation, and this is so normal, like I feel like most people struggle with this. Seeking external validation is just setting you up for failure, or like you're seeking for this validation from outside of yourself, and it's like an empty pit, or it's like an endless pit where you're never going to find that because it must come within. It leaves you comparing yourself to other people, I'm hearing, and it leaves you not noticing the beauty that you and the things that you already have. I'm seeing like a pine tree. Maybe you were born in the winter. I just heard 11th. Somebody could have been born on the 11th or the 2nd. February 11th could be significant for someone. November 2nd. Doesn't have to be. But with the pine tree, I'm seeing like with snow around it, you have this regalness to you. And advice about loving yourself more, it's a process. And the process of self-love and healing isn't meant to be a performance. It's not meant to be judged. It's meant to teach you how to be able to love yourself regardless, your dark parts, your light parts. And this is giving a lot of shadow work. And maybe you've been doing shadow work and that's why this is coming through, but maybe you're struggling with these shadows coming up, being very self-critical, focusing on the parts of you that you don't like or the things you don't have is coming through. And we got the Sun card yesterday for the collective, and today I saw these two birds. I've never seen this type of bird before. I looked up at the type of bird and I have it up here. They are the oriole. I live in Florida, so I've never seen this bird, and they were making like the prettiest song. Like their little chirps were so pretty. It was like doo 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 doo. They were like it was very noticeable. And I looked up and there was two of them. They were orange and black. The color orange is coming through. I feel like your root in your sacral chakra and the solar plexus, it's connected to the other message that I'm going to film. But it's giving very much like a Kundalini awakening, Kundalini rising. And I just heard, I am meant to help you with that Leo energy. It's very much like you seek life force outside of yourself, or you have to recognize you are the light. You are the light source. So you're always going to be in the dark if you're looking for it outwardly and not recognizing like you're the light source, right? When you recognize consciously, because the sun is about consciousness, you recognizing that you are the light source, you recognizing who you are and like embodying that, sitting in that, empowers your energy. And the more you rest, the more powerful you are, the more you take care of yourself and you ease into the present moment and like let go of trying to control the outcomes. Because I feel like when we are working on our success, we're working on shifting things. We can get down get down on ourselves when there's a certain outcome that we're desiring that hasn't manifested yet. So you can't judge yourself, or you can't measure your self-love and compare it to your performance with something. And it's not a performance. Stop judging or grading yourself, degrading yourself when it comes to your inner work or just your work with life in general. It's going to make you much more magnetic. Maybe you are magnetic, but I just heard someone is very magnetic, but you've been magnetizing the same type of person over and over, and you're wondering why. And it's like you keep being sent the same type of person until you realize that it's not about them. You are the light. So when you start really embodying that, sitting in that light for weeks and months, like this is work that even on the bad days, you like sit with it, you cry it out, you transmute that energy, and you get back to your light. It's like, it's a process. It can be a roller coaster. So that orange bird, it was connected to the sun because it was talking about how this bird is a sign that the worst is over. The sun will soon smile on you and you will experience brighter days. There's a probability that you are having the toughest challenge in your life right now. Perhaps you've endured a lot of heartaches, and the Oriole is giving you a sign that your luck will soon change for the better. Rejoice. This will be the sweetest time of them all. So then it said sweetest time of them all. Before I even remembered to connect these birds to this message, I was singing Sweet Life by Frank Ocean. I was clairaudiently channeling that. I just kept singing over and over in my head. I didn't even realize that's what happens when everyone has clairaudience or has the ability to be clairaudient, but the way that it happens to me is like I'll just like have a song running through my head, and it's like the same part of the song will run over and over and over again, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that there's that message there. And I kept singing like that part's like mango, peaches and limes, sweet life. And then the other part was, why do you want to see the world when you have the beach? So why see the world if you have the beach? It's like, why are you seeking outwardly all the time when you are the paradise? You are the island. You are the energy that you're seeking already. So let's see. The animal spirit deck, let's start off. So what advice, Spirit, do you have for the collective watching this message? Wow. Swan energy. I love this. I love, love, love this. Okay. So in this deck, the swan, I believe, is water. Let me double check. I don't think that's air. Yeah, it's water. So you see the swan mirroring. So you might be mirroring a lot of people, or there's a lot of mirroring that you naturally do with others that causes some sort of like a distortion where maybe the way that you see yourself is like compared to someone right in front of you. There's something about like needing to look in the mirror in your own eyes and say, I love you, you're beautiful. Something about affirmations, speaking things into existence, looking at yourself in the eyes. I feel like there's something about the eyes where you are uncomfortable looking at yourself in the eyes. Something regarding with the Kundalini energy, getting comfortable with your own body, feeling your own body, being in your own body. We have the bear at the bottom of the deck and the snake below that. So earth and water energy. So definitely giving wintry energy. So you could be a Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces. But very much like the bear talks about hibernation, needing to rest again, and an awakening after a hibernation. So maybe you've been in a hibernation mode. Maybe you've been doing a lot of this inner work, and it's almost like here you're afraid, or you've held back this power, or this power hasn't been comfortable for you because it mirrors back. Maybe people get triggered by the mirror that you project onto others because it shows to them what they don't have. It's kind of like a very similar thing. I just cut to the whale. Yeah, this is like heavy, deep, emotional stuff. The whale can talk about like heaviness. What do you need to like let go of from childhood? It also talks about like weight gain, possibly like things with the body. Like maybe you've lost the weight already, but you still treat yourself as if you didn't lose the weight, or you feel like it's body dysmorphia is coming through. Very much so with this reading. The swan also talks about, to me, it's like the swan is a very, very like divine counterpart symbol in the animal world. So you could be with this energy. Your advice to love yourself more is so that you can attract your divine counterpart. Spirit wants to help you attract your divine counterpart. Oh, not you, Siri. Oh, I get so freaked out when that happens. But you are so beautiful, and it's like you have to recognize that. Spirit wants you to see your own beauty. You have to look at yourself and recognize this consciously and feel it and know it. I want to dig a little bit more into that, but like I have a lot of decks, so let's keep going. Okay, energy deck. So fourth chakra and first chakra. Yeah, okay, so sacral and solar plexus. So Kundalini awakening, getting more comfortable with your feelings, your body. This is definitely shadow work. This is releasing old pain, trauma. Also, your identity, who you are. You're figuring that out. You're truly starting to see yourself. And maybe seeing yourself is just not comfortable for you. It's really having patience for yourself in this process of learning how to love yourself. Because it's not just like okay, I love myself now. It's very much a process that you have to commit to. We have anxiety at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so there's a lot of anxiety going on. If you're watching this reading in this collective 1444, as I said that, you are protected. Your anxiety, your mind is what is blocking you from loving yourself. It's your mind. It's your mindset. It's like your own worst enemy. And a lot of the collective, like, you're going to be breaking through that. You're going to truly start to see yourself, see the truth, see what you're reflecting back to yourself. Because I feel like you're way farther, I just heard someone's way farther along than they give themselves credit for. Blossoming abundance, yes. It's like, but the threes talk about things taking form, okay? So things take time to take form, okay? Your abundance is growing. You're just at the foundation building of something. This is very much like you're wanting to work on growth. This is giving Empress energy. You're wanting to grow your world, grow your finances, that's coming through. And I feel like the more that you start embodying yourself authentically, seeing yourself, being more gentle with yourself, the swan is giving very much like gentleness. Your abundance will grow. So the advice is like, also being in the vibration of abundance and blossoming. There's something about orange, the color orange, orange flowers. And again, with Sweet Life, why see the world? And the world was at the bottom. I just realized that. Why see the world when you have the beach? It's like, why go out in the world looking for, like, it's like you've been on this, you're closing out a major cycle of your life, and you've been on this journey of seeking who you are. And it's like Spirit is saying, she's here, he's here. You've reached a certain milestone with your self-love. And appreciation, gratitude, being in the energy of like really sitting, feeling in the present, feeling, there's something about your physical body, and you've been so dissociated in your mind and disconnected from your body. And the more you drop into your body, connect to the earth, you're going to attract and build more abundance. There's also an owl on here. Owls could be significant. Birds are coming through, butterflies, sunflowers, daisies, orange flowers. So there's also a bunch of coins. So I feel like you're just at the beginning of like a new financial journey or a new phase of your life, and you're wanting to grow. I just heard an enterprise. Maybe you're wanting to start your own business. Maybe there's a certain creative project. Maybe you're just working on yourself in general, and that's the focus. But it's very much bringing through fire sign energy with that, where, because the fire signs and the wands talk about our will, our drive, our purpose, creative energy, sexuality, passion, spiritual energy, our business, our career. So like, what drives you? What do you desire? And you are in the process of doing that. Enjoy the process. That's something else about loving yourself more. You have to love yourself along the way, because if you're you can always work through self-improvement. So if along the journey, you just keep telling yourself like, oh, I'm not there yet, and you're in that mindset of like, there's something still lacking, and you're always seeking. You have to appreciate and sit in like the blossoming of you. You're a blossoming flower. You're growing. And so along the way, appreciate where you're at, because it's not purpose. I know what I'm here to do. Yeah, this is in regards to your purpose as well. The advice to love yourself more is you have a big purpose here, and you've been doing a lot of this work so that you can step into the purpose. Change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Yes, you're going through a lot of changes. And courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So yeah, this is very much giving Leo energy. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And wow, even the orange, yellow, red color is coming through here. I just realized that. And the orange here. Maybe you really like the album Channel Orange by Frank Ocean. Orange birds, like those birds. I've never seen that type of bird before. It was so freaking cool. So seeing pairs of two birds, I just realized that, yeah. You're calling in a divine counterpart as well. This is part of your purpose within like this life of what you're meant to do, and also like a particular partner. It could be a business partnership or romantic partnership, even friends, because the 11th house with Uranus energy has been coming through a lot. Something about like making connections, having the courage to meet new people, come out from hibernation. You've done a lot of work, in spirit saying you're farther along than you think you are. And spirit is like, there's never going to be a quote unquote right time. Just do it. Just put yourself out there. Because your authenticity, you are seen in such a different way than you see yourself. Your mind really alters heavily. I'm getting that very intensely. So really what's coming through strongly, the signs that are coming through strongly are Leo, Aquarius. Leo and Aquarius are the main ones that are really, really coming through. And Capricorn. Okay, hold on. We have, fire sign energy confirmation. Yeah. So you could be a fire sign, but that's Ace of Wands energy. This is about like inspiration, the potential for something new to grow in your life, life force energy sparking. Yes, you're going through an awakening. Okay, this is in connection to the other message I'm going to film. You are coming into convergence. You are aligning with past and future versions of yourself. It's like they're all kind of coming into the same not in the same dimension, but like the dimensions are aligning in certain ways. It's like I was going to say your higher self is talking to you. Wow. Remember awakening higher self activation. So spirit is letting you know the advice to love yourself more is like, you are learning how to love yourself more. You're really in the process of awakening to this. You're doing so well, spirit wants you to know. The courage every day to do the things that feel uncomfortable, to continue to face the pain, to face new tasks, new things with confidence. Your confidence, when you are in your confidence energy, because I know that you've been in it before, but maybe it's felt like a performance in the past, you're starting to truly embody it. With this, I'm going to take this, ego, vanity, and pride. So before it was from like an ego place. So there's something, like I said, about the physical body, caring too much about the way that you look externally. When you start tapping into your energy and really embodying being in you and your energy, being yourself fully, authentically, it's going, like, look at the way that these cards, like all of that energy flowing, like it's so strong. It's giving like very much siren energy. If you speak to yourself differently, if you move differently energetically, if you start doing energy work and shifting differently, I feel like you're going to be really surprised when it starts moving and changing in your life. So let's get a card of advice from this deck. Love this deck. So this is what you need to hear right now in regards to advice that can help you love yourself more. And the other message that I'm going to make, it's really about this like inner transformation, the strongest one in this pivotal point of your life where you are recognizing your inner power and how incredible that is. And it's like dragon energy, where it's like very connected to the house of the dragon, mother of dragons energy. But it's almost like, because Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, or like the Targaryen line, it was like a bloodline where you are a target. You had to be Targaryen blood to be a dragon rider. But there's something coming through with the message, and I don't want to give too much away because I want you to go watch that message too. I'm going to post it soon. But you are a dragon seed, where you are one of the people that isn't a Targaryen blood, but you have the ability to ride the dragon, and you are seeing that, and you are connecting with your dragon. You are recognizing that you're a dragon rider. That's like the point of your life that you're at, and it's so fucking powerful. Like, I think you're recognized, like, people are scared of you. I don't think you see that. a lot of this projection that's happened in the past, this is also giving like ugly duckling to beautiful swan. Again, like you could have lost a lot of weight and you just like don't recognize you have a lot of body dysmorphia, or there's something like you've done a lot of work and you haven't fully like reached that. That was also part of the message I'm going to film, is like your external environment hasn't like fully caught up to this version of you yet. Like I said, with this Lionsgate energy, you have to give it time to marinate, to settle in, to calibrate to you. You're recalibrating your frequency. Look into light codes and light code healing. Reiki Rachel is a great one that I always work with, and I love her videos on YouTube. Light codes, light code meditations, light code energy activations, really gonna help you. Okay, so where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? Why am I not there? What will it take for me to feel well? Yeah, if my body could talk, it would say blank. Feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new exciting goals to take your health to the next level. Yeah, like I said from the beginning, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, the root chakra is all about our physical body, our health, our nourishment. So maybe you've been depriving your body. I just heard of water. Someone's eating or drinking too much sugar. Tell me about it. I'm addicted to these from Trader Joe's. The iced tea lemonades. I'm drinking a lot of water too. Don't worry. But this is about connecting to your body and feeling good. So maybe you've been wanting to improve your health goals. If this is about like you losing more weight or like you wanting to transform, I feel like a lot of people in this collective have already made the transformation and you're just not comfortable yet, or haven't adjusted fully, or your world is like, that's what's been coming through in a lot of readings I've noticed collectively, and I've picked up on it as well, of like being stuck in a liminal space where you're like in the middle of transitioning from your old timeline to the new one, and everything. Again, recalibration. It's just, it keeps coming through. Spirit keeps giving me that word. Keep hearing that. Lionsgate portal 2, like I said, with resting and really embodying and sitting in that energy. When you're honoring your rest, you're honoring your body. I feel like you've been overworking yourself, and that is what advice is here of loving yourself more. Resting is loving yourself more. Do less. Even if me right now telling you that is like triggering you and being like, how am I supposed to do less? I have so much to do. No. It's about the way that you do the things and being in touch with yourself and being like, you know what? Like, I am not going to do that right now, and I know it's going to get done. Not being in this place of like survival and rushing and like pushing yourself. And there's a more gentle way you can go through this. So I want to see what is the way that Spirit wants you to see yourself, that you're not seeing, that's going to help you love yourself more. What is the archetype that you are, that you're not seeing, that Spirit wants you to embody? What is the archetype that this collective is that Spirit wants them to notice and embody, that's going to help you with your self-love? Ooh, there's 2 that came out. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Don Juan. Spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Like I said, siren energy. You're very sensual, very sexy. And with that message that I want to make, it's very connected to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, she is like the witchy queen. She's a very seductive, sexually magnetic, strong queen. So when you really start becoming more comfortable with yourself, and you're not like trying to constantly self-improve. It's almost like you're a project to yourself and you're disconnected from yourself in that way. Ooh, that just came through for someone. Why are you dehumanizing yourself so much? Like, you're a human being. You're a person. And you're not ever going to be perfect. You're perfectly imperfect. And when you start recognizing that, it's going to really help you. Okay, Father, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit, leadership energy. So that's very much Aries energy with the Emperor energy. The shadow attributes are dictatorial control and abuse of authority. So maybe, you have some sort of father wound where there was some sort of dictatorial control or abuse of authority, or just like a very intense energy that came from your father that was where a lot of this performance thing came from, where you feel like you have to perform to be loved, you have to be doing well or like doing a certain thing well to be loved. But spirit wants you to see that you have the ability, this is for anybody that identifies as a divine masculine, but again, we all have both divine feminine and divine masculine energies. The point of spiritual awakening, a big part of it is like coming into union and being in balance with both our masculine and feminine energies. So this is highlighting a healing that is going on with your divine masculine energy with that Lion's Gate. Do less. So I haven't mentioned it because I've just been channeling, but the message I've been getting, the analogy I've been getting for the Lion's Gate is the masculine lion, the masculine lions, the male lions, they're not the hunters, they're the protectors, right? And you always see in those National Geographic videos or whatever, they're laying by the trees and they're lazy cats, they're lazy big cats, and they just chill and they like do their thing and they'll protect if there's a threat, and they'll exert their ego, their confidence, their strength when they need to, but they don't have anything to go and prove. They don't need to do anything. Like they're just so strong, they can just chill, right? And then the women, they go out and do the hunting. So there's something about resting is super important, like being and embodying that masculine lion energy where like you can rest and you can really sit in that regalness. That's what's also coming through too with like the mother of dragons. Maybe you feel like you've always been, I just heard black sheep, or like you feel like you're not of the same blood, or you feel like an outsider within your own family unit. And there's something very important about in this life, you still have the ability to lead. You still have the talent to create things, to create a business, to create a new version of you, to create a new life for yourself, to create anything you want really. And also be a positive guiding light within a unit, within your own new family that you can create, or for a group of people in regards to your purpose. So very much coming through with like, this is the love and the things that we need to learn to be able to be a container that can hold this abundance, that can hold this success. Because with this blossoming abundance, this portal is reminding me of like, this is a container. We have to be able to have a opening for spirit to bring that in. If we have a self-concept that isn't confident, that is too rigid, that has like this programming from childhood, which we all get in our own ways, and this is the work we do, is like undoing that work, rewriting the coding that we were given, we are able to, truly sit in this power and learn how to hold success. Because I feel like with this courage, there's something about fear of success. And that's what spirit is wanting to help you with, is like, how can we learn how to embody this self-love energy so we can become this leader, become this version of ourselves that we're wanting to be. I just saw 33 on the timer. That's the Jesus Christ number. Also, just that number you could be 33. That's just an important number that I just saw, 3311. Okay, light attributes. Desire to Avenger is the other one that came out. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Shadow attribute, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Okay, so Father Avenger, this is really like you are avenging like the childhood that you had. There's something about you can change the way that you father yourself. And this is for females too, because we can learn how to reparent ourselves, and there's a masculine and feminine side of this. So this is about refathering yourself. And the Emperor is the number 4. He's all about foundation, structure, discipline here. So really like solidifying and sitting in this new version of you. With this Avenger, it's kind of making me think of like, maybe you've been type of like behind the scenes person, or like you've been doing a lot of the work but you haven't presented it in some way publicly or just like in general yet, and it's like spirit wants you to learn how to hold this and embody this. You don't need to be like the person that nobody like really knows who did it. It's like, be proud of what you do. And yeah, there's something about being a parent that's also coming through with spirit wants you to be a parent, and this work is part of your life purpose of becoming, you're meant to be a parent. And on the bottom of the deck of this other one, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? So this has to do with your self-love. This is important advice. There might be people that you're around that don't lift you up, that are causing you to be too hard on yourself, or you are allowing their view of you to distort the way you see yourself. The people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? Do they help you step into your greatest potential? Make a desire list of the type of people with whom you wish to surround yourself, and clarify if there's anyone in your life who no longer serves you. Can you love them from a distance? So you could be doing this already, where you're trying to kind of clear space for people that align with this new energy that you're embodying. So this is super beautiful. Yeah, and we also got the 3, the blossoming abundance. So there's something important about 3s, 333. And 3s are all about foundation, things taking form. Okay, so I just cut to broke as fuck and blocked. So you need to stop telling yourself that you're broke. You have to start saying money affirmations. There's some about like being able to hold the success in the container. Look up money affirmations. Your choices are magnets. So your choices, the way that you live your life, you're meant to like embody this version of you that you want to become, and continue doing that. Live as if you are that person. What would they do? What would they think? How would they act? How would they treat themselves? And do those things. Because with the swan and the mirror image, it's like you can create this version. You just have to, like, spirit and the universe like wants to mirror this back to you. You just have to see yourself that way. I just saw the Aries card. So yeah, for sure. Wow. Okay, so these all fell out when I was just shuffling. Call your power back. Take careful consideration. Be mindful of self-righteousness. That's so wild, because the Avenger card talked about righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So be aware of self-righteousness. Don't compare yourself to other people. You're not better or worse than anyone. Just focus on you. Stop comparing yourself to other people. There's something very important. Someone needs to hear that. Like, there's no point of comparing yourself. Like, what do you want? And start really tapping into that. What do you want with no outside influence? And start finding out what that is. Maybe you don't even know what that is, because there's been so much outside influence. It's like, call your power back. Like, you have the ability to do this. I feel like some of you really have not leaned into that. Like with the Don Juan of the seductive qualities, there could have been in the past you using relationships or like leaning on other people to make you feel better or look better. Codependent energies kind of coming through here. What did I say earlier with Uranus? So Uranus really talks about like complete breakthrough of programming. Like, this is a big change internally. It's also like transcendence of programming, like I just said, development of individuality, development of a new identity, and just like freedom, individuality. And it's going to be drawing in new people to your life. What can I be thankful for in this situation? So yeah, be aware of what you can be grateful and thankful for. And it's going to bring you in more abundance and self-love. What can you love about yourself right now? How you are right now? Start focusing on that. Your strength is reaching new heights and making magic. That's, like I said, with the Leo energy. You're finding this inner strength and facing fear with confidence. And this is very connected to the other message I'm going to make with like the mother of dragons, the dragon seed energy. Like, there's this level of strength that you're recognizing that it's like a boom. I just heard sonic boom. I'm going to add that to the reading because that just came through. There's like people are going to be shocked very much. Making shit up. I feel like your mind makes shit up that's not true about yourself or like about other people. Stop listening to your anxieties and the stories in your head. That's what Spirit is saying. That's the advice. Take me to church, fear of judgment and running from the truth, or you can't run from the truth. So you've been afraid of other people's judgments. Maybe this is something where you grew up in a very religious home where it was very judgmental, or it was kind of like very fundamentalist way of thinking. So this is where like you might be able, like, Hierophant energy was really coming through in the reading that I want to do as well. So like about transcendence of your traditions, beliefs, like breaking out of like this certain fabric or I just heard fabrication, really seeing that there's some sort of blueprint that's been a lie, or like there's someone trying to make a plan to like exit a certain group or area or job or mindset. Like you're really becoming consciously aware of this. I am lying. Yeah, you can't run from the truth. I am lying. So maybe you've had to lie or be a certain version of yourself, or you're recognizing that you've been kind of lying to yourself about who you are, or like how you present yourself to other people. This is like an ego death, an ego check, right? This is too painful. I'm blocking it all out. Sex, drugs, and distractions. Help. Yeah, this is like old stuff. And this is about facing pain, right? With root chakra energy, this, your higher self with goals. Yeah, you have to work through pain, or you've blocked out pain with sex, drugs, distractions. Again, like I said, dissociating from the body. Like I just saw 4044 as I said that. You're protected. You can feel this pain. This path is like it's scary, but you're meant to go down this new path. The veil of illusion has been lifted. Come through, spirit. And fake accounts. Yeah, with the fake accounts thing, the veil of illusion has been lifted, where like you no longer have to be this like fabricated version. I'm hearing like prototype. It's like you've recognized that you've created like a certain version of yourself that fits into the matrix, and you're being forced out of that by the universe for good reason. It's not to punish you. Okay, what's this one? Shock value, surprise. Yeah. And let's get one specifically. What advice, I forgot to ask the question. I feel like this is just more information. What advice do you want to give this collective, spirit, regarding their self-love? RIP. Yeah, there's things that you're meant to be letting go of. Complete transformation, death, and rebirth. This is an ego death. There's also people that you've lost that are supporting you. The 444s keep coming up. You have strong angelic protection. Trapped in a toxic ass situation, you are a master manifester. So advice for self-love, get yourself out of toxic situations. And like intuitively, you know. And there's something about the veil of illusion being lifted, and it can't be ignored anymore. You can't run from the truth, right? You are a master manifester. Anything, I think this is something cool with this collective, is you're starting to awaken. There's a lot about awakening to your power, that you are a master manifester. You just have to be patient. It's like, I've been talking to a lot of people about this, like the collective in general is really hooked on instant gratification because of our current society with social media, scrolling, like just being able to get things instantly. But this work, it takes time. It's a process that, and this isn't to scare you off, but it's just like, how do we fall in love with the process? How do we each day, why are we like setting a goal and we're like, okay, I gotta get there. And then it's like miserable because you're forcing this, like, and you're making the experience unpleasant for yourself because it's a performance. It's something that you're trying to reach, when there is a way, and you can simply just be like, I'm good with where I'm at right now. I'm going to appreciate where I'm at right now. I'm going to love the journey. Learning how to love the journey is going to help you love yourself more. Learning how to live life, I just heard, with confidence, even when you have fear. You're finding the inner strength to face fear. And I feel like spirit keeps saying, and pain, when I read that. So you're finding inner strength to face fear with confidence. I pulled it earlier this week for the theme for the collective. It's giving very much the 9 of Wands and the Devil energy, because the 9 of Wands represents strength. Like you're the wounded warrior. You've been through so much, but you're not meant to give up. You are strong enough to fight like any sort of illusion or any sort of attachment, any sort of toxic situation or obsession or something, temptation. I just heard things that are around you constantly. Like you are tapping into this strength and taking your power back. You can take your power back at any time, and recognize that you can always just continue to start over. Discipline and consistency is not about perfection. It's about getting up and trying again every time, regardless. 4444. Almost, I thought it said 4444. I'm just wanting to see that. You see the truth and they do not like that. Yeah. You're starting to see the truth and people around you don't like that you're starting to see through it. Expect a miracle. Wow. Yeah. I feel like this collective, you could tend to be very negative with that anxiety card that came through, like thinking the worst, and I totally relate to that. Very catastrophic thinking. So spirit's like, what? Wow. Recalibrating. What did I fucking say? I felt like I needed to pull that card. You are recalibrating, dude. And we got 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. These are the cardinal signs. So Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer. Specifically, Capricorn is very much coming through. And Aries as well. But these are the signs, the areas of action. Like you are taking action in your life differently. Things are moving in your life. One more. Sudden switch up. And you're on a lot of people's minds right now. So energy is just, wow. It's a sudden, deep emotional enlightenment. Yeah, there's like shifts heavily, like shifting. This is very much giving like Pluto energy as well. Big change, big Scorpio energy. So again, like I said, you don't have to be one of those signs, but it's just extra confirmation for certain people. Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. So you could be a fixed sign, but I feel like those 3 signs are very specific. And then also, like I said, Virgo's kind of coming through with that overly perfectionistic mindset, and also Capricorn. So you're a divine facet of the universe. Like you're a gem. I just heard you could be a Gemini, but you're a gem and you have to start seeing yourself that way. You're a part of this beautiful universe. You don't have to be fighting against anyone or anything. You're making peace with life and the world and your journey, and how you don't have to be an avenger anymore where you're like violently reacting emotionally. I feel like the violence is emotionally. We're like, you feel like you're fighting the world constantly, and spirit is like wanting you to relax into this blossoming abundance. Your world, there's like this blank canvas, I just heard, and you're growing this brand new life, and it's so beautiful. It's like you're the bear coming out of the hibernation, waking up to this new world, and the snake was under that, like I said, shedding your skin, starting over. Wow. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. This is going to help you love yourself more. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. Confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. The world is blessed to have you. Yeah, you are a gift. And a lot of people see you that way. And when you start really consciously recognizing that and believing it, I think there's something about belief too. There's a difference between knowing and believing. So you're going to start believing this. Your sensitivity is a gift. It's not... You're feeling stuff, and the people around you or certain things you're breaking out of, you've blocked your sensitivity your whole life. Seahorses could be significant. Seahorses also father energy. You know how the fathers, the seahorses, they're the ones that give birth to the babies. So maybe this is about like you've just been in this kind of shadowy, toxic, or like tough masculine energy for most of your life, and like you're making peace with your femininity and your feminine energy. Everybody has both. Your feelings and your sensitivity are a gift. And that's part of the programming that you're undoing, is that your feelings are somewhat an issue. Maybe you've believed that before, and they're not. It's okay to feel what you need to feel. Wow, come through, Spirit. And this portal like energy, this is reminding me of the fall and the orange leaves, okay, with the color orange. So there's something about autumn coming through here. Libra season or Scorpio season maybe being a big shift. This is giving kind of like Halloween type of energy, end of October. But I want to kind of look into, we haven't even done the tarot yet, but I feel like this was just a very important message about the advice. And I was channeling a lot, so it's okay. I don't really care. Okay, let's just get a couple, or see what comes out from the tarot of the advice for your self-love. So what is the advice Spirit wants to give to you to help you love yourself more? Spirit, 3 of Swords at the bottom, High Priestess. Yeah. Your pain, your emotions have been something that you have blocked very heavily, and it's like you're being forced into feeling it. You can't ignore it anymore. You're meant to feel your feelings. Your sensitivity is a gift. You've been blocking it, and Spirit is like breaking down everything around you that's blocking you from feeling. You're meant to feel and heal other people with your feelings. You're meant to do this inner work. And with the seductive qualities, like you're meant to have a lot more relationships. You're somebody that connects to people very naturally. There's something about with the bear too, maybe, and the emperor, because sometimes the number 4 can be about too much comfort and being stuck in something. So maybe you've been like stuck in a certain way that the masculine energy, the father energy wanted you to be, and you've still been running on that. The Knight of Swords, yeah, so slowing down the mind, the way you talk to yourself, really slowing down. Maybe you like impulsively do or say things and you're just kind of like, I'm just feeling like this Energizer bunny, or like, like kind of bouncing off the walls energy. So really getting in touch with the present moment and grounding is very important. What is the advice that you want to give to the collective, Spirit, about loving themselves more? Another card about anxiety. You can't allow your anxiety in your mind to run your life. Sleepless nights, this is like really bad anxiety. This is to the point of, this card in the Thoth Tarot is cruelty, the cruelty of the mind. Your mind is being cruel to yourself, or you've been very cruel to yourself your whole life. This doesn't work anymore. You're being forced out of this programming. The good thing about the 9 of Swords, we then go to the 10, and then we start over at the 1. Everything always reaches an end and overflows into a new cycle. So it's like you're reaching a breaking point mentally, where you can't hold things or can't run like this anymore. With the Fool card and the 3 of Pentacles popping out, wow, because that was part of the energy of the other reading that I keep mentioning. This is, Spirit is saying, like, stop having anxiety, take the leap of faith into this new direction. Like, you feel pulled in different directions, you feel pulled to do this work, or your feelings, your sensitivity, your intuition is a gift and it's correct. Cutting to 3 of Cups. So again, 3-3, the 3-3-3s, all these 3s. Wow, yeah. 3 is Binah and the Tree of Life. It's the Divine Mother. It's also the Saturn energy, the Capricorn energy. This is like life lessons. This is big stuff. This is like self-discipline, though. There's something about discipline and healing discipline, not like shaming or hurting yourself. I feel like harming, trigger warning, I hope that doesn't still occur, but it's like your behavior could be some form of like self-harm, like the way that you treat yourself. And Spirit really is like wanting you to recognize how beautiful you are. Or like someone in particular is like opening you up. Somebody that you're looking at, or like someone's inspiring you. There's something about the mirror, the reflection of like what it's showing you. So the 3 of Cups with the Fool, it's like you're meant to make new connections, make new friends, have fun. Maybe you feel like you haven't been having fun or allowing yourself to enjoy things. Again, it's like the shaming, or like you don't deserve this or something. Wow, the Sun, dude, and the 9 of Wands come through, Spirit, like I said. Yeah, you don't, like, you're allowed to let people in. You're allowed to take this new step. You have all these boundaries and this guard up because you've been through so much, but you're so strong. Like, there's still an opening. You still have this desire, right, to be happy and to start over. Like, you are literally with the Sun and the Fool. The Sun is the happiest, best card in the deck that you could get. But like with the Sun and the Fool, this is literally saying like literal, like divine consciousness. Like you're becoming aware of who you are on a super conscious level. Super consciousness is the level of the Sun in the major arcana. It's like when we go past the spiritual awakening, it's like even deeper. It's part of the universal divine energy. You're seeing how you are one part of a bigger whole, of a bigger universe, and where you fit into that. You're finding your place. This is about, with that kind of space or that opening with the Nine of Wands. It's like there's still somewhere for you to go. I feel like you've been trying to like conform or like make something, force something to work, or like these are about belief systems that you have. But with the Sun and the Fool, this is about freedom, taking a leap of faith. This is like doing something that you've wanted to do for your whole life. This sense of letting go, releasing yourself from any restriction. This is very, very beautiful energy. I love that. Spirit wants to let you know this is something that's also a great part of you, is that you're like very much connected to your inner child, your innocence, your fun. You are someone that is like meant to break the rules. This is also Uranus energy. Like you're meant to break the rules. You're meant to be different, and you're going to start embracing that with the Sun card. So yeah, no more anxiety. The cycle or the loop of anxiety isn't going to help you with your self-love. Yeah, the Hermit card, Virgo energy. So that's a confirmation. Also 9-9 here. So look at that. You are being asked to do the introspective work and look at, how can I fix this? Because your anxiety is something you have control over. How can I look within and guide myself out of the dark? Because you are the light. You have the light, right? You're starting to realize that. I love that for you. And more 9 energy. What did I say with going to the 10? I just said that. Come through, Spirit. And 5555 on the timer. Extreme change. I'm also feeling like this energy has been very much like Tower energy. Complete internal makeover. This card is it's about endings. Defeat, like admitting defeat and being like, okay, I surrender. This isn't working this way. We have to think differently. We start over at the Ace of Swords. Look, the sun is coming up. The darkness is lifting. So look at that. Look how beautiful that is, that little story. You're lighting the way, and you see the light from the hermit's lantern is lifting. So the swords are about the mind, the ego, conflict, communication, the way that like we see things. So think about things. So this is like an ego death, or there's something about needing to drop the ego, or like look at how you're part of the problem and you're a master manifester though, and you can get yourself out of the problem. You're not a victim to any of these things. With the Avenger here, maybe you're like, oh, like I fought so much and I'm just giving up. There's something like feels very like internally violent about this. This is like ask for help is the biggest part of the advice here, I think. You don't have to do this alone. Maybe that's been a hard part of it. You can do this work, but you don't have to do it completely alone. Maybe can be about like a guidance counselor, or a therapist, or a teacher, or a friend, or somebody that helps you get out of the darkness. Somebody is like guiding you out of the light, maybe seeking some sort of spiritual guidance or help. And with the Hanged Man, yeah, it's like, you don't have to accept this is going to be where you are for the rest of your life. But the more you surrender to the fact that the way things have been going aren't working, and you accept things as they are in a different way, like you accept things as they are, relaxing into it, not resisting accepting things as they are because you have to, right? You don't have to. Another 9. 9 is about foundation. It's about the subconscious, okay? So, and the Page of Swords came out. More swords. This is like immaturity with the way that you think. You're still kind of in a mindset of the way that you thought when you were a child or something. Like, these are old stories. You can rewrite your stories in your mind. You have the ability to do that. It takes work. It takes dedication. Are you committed to loving yourself? Are you committed to changing your life? Your higher self is like really calling you. You have the ability to get this life of your dreams, but you must take care of your health more. You must really identify who you want to be. I feel like this group, this collective is really, really wanting to be a parent. They don't want to be kind of like an outsider anymore. Building your own sort of community or family is possible. Yeah, with the Page of Wands, going on a new adventure, like you're excited. There's something about you are like very connected to your innocence still, which is not a bad thing, but like with the Nine of Cups, this can talk about external happiness, right? So like maybe you've just been really focused on looking happy, but you haven't been truly fulfilled. There's also something about like maybe being, because his legs are open, it's connected to sexual energy. So maybe you've been like very open to sexual relationships, but like without the emotion, or like something like that. The way that you see relationships, there could be some sort of immaturity there. Okay, let's get one more and then we'll pull a couple confirmation charms. Yeah, 10 of Swords, bottom of the deck again. Wow, Knight of Swords. Yeah, so many swords. Like, this is mental conflict. This is rough. We don't want to see this many swords. This is like somebody that's very cruel to themselves. The way you talk to yourself is not nice. This must be changed. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And health. I will honor the physical vessel that enriches my soul. So there's something about your physical health that will help your self-esteem. You can change this. And a lot of this has to do with being in gratitude and thankfulness for things exactly how they are. This is a total like shift of mindset, shift of perspective, not seeking outwardly, not being like, oh, like I'm looking for something. You're looking for something that I'm getting like this feeling of like a form that's too big, and you must like bring this idea of what you want into the day to day and make this more feasible. Let's see. Libra North Node. Yeah, this is about your purpose, you stepping into your purpose. And Libra North Node is regarding like balance in relationships, working with other people. It's very loving energy. So there's something about the way that you talk, people listen to you, with those birds from the beginning. Less is more, or like you don't have to say much, people listen to you, but like you don't see this in yourself. It's been like a performance or something. And you're meant to see this in a new light. Okay, is this a spider web? Yeah, that spiders are all about creation. You're weaving a new web. You're a very creative person. I'm getting a lot too about like singers, actors, writers using your voice differently. Speakers, motivational speakers. I'm hearing something. I just heard teachers. There's a black diamond here, so you're very rare. Like no one else is like you. But like this is also seeing the gift within your shadows. The dark parts of you are what make you special. But you have to see it that way and start loving yourself, giving yourself compassion. Yeah, love with the arrow going through it. It's a heart with an arrow. So love, self-love is very important. And it's the key. You see the key here? The key here is loving yourself. Let's get a few more. Okay, butterfly, mermaid. Yeah, like I said, the siren energy, and a dolphin. So dolphins are all about fun, love. A lot of love wants to come into your life. And you're calling that in with the siren energy too. I feel like you don't even realize you've been unconsciously doing this, and now you're like, it's catching up and you're having to do the certain work. We have Aries, Saturn. So Aries, Saturn can be about like, that's like tough energy. It's like you are very hard on yourself regarding the way you look physically or your self-concept. There's way too much focus on the way that you look physically. Spirit wants you to recognize doing the internal work is going to make you feel more comfortable and fix this energy of feeling uncomfortable all the time with your physical appearance. The letter D is significant. Leo, Mars. So yeah, your ambitions include wanting to be a leader. But it's also like your performance quality drives you. So really about like the way you present yourself is very important to you, but it can't be everything. Arkansas could be significant. And again, you don't have to be from Arkansas or live in Arkansas, but you might see something about Arkansas and that will be your confirmation. Pisces, Pluto. So Pisces, Pluto, yes, it's like a complete change of your subconscious mind. The Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is the planet of illusions and the subconscious, and the veil being lifted, the veil thinning. Like it said, the veil of illusions being lifted. The letter Z for middle initial. Letter Z could be first, last, or middle, because that's a rare letter, so. And then, let's see. We have an owl, a crown. So owl's significant, and yeah, a lollipop. So again, there's something about eating too much sugar, eating better, taking health goals, focusing on your physical health will change your vibration. Libra moon. Okay, and then we'll just get a few letters and close out. Delaware. So the letter D is coming out a lot. Cancer moon. So a cardinal sign moon, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn you could have. And then Taurus, Jupiter. Okay, so that's like an expansion of luxury, of money, of, yeah, you're very focused on like building your physical world and life and feeling good and looking good. Like that's okay. But like you can't allow ego, vanity, and pride to be all you focus on. That's advice about loving yourself. Like there's so much more to you than your physical appearance. And once you start really tapping into that, getting comfortable with that, getting to know who you truly are, it's really going to help you. Yeah, I just saw a snowflake too. So there's something about someone being born in the winter, like I said in the beginning. Okay, where are my letters? I'm just going to get letters for names and any words that stand out. If you're still here, I love you. Comment if anything resonated specifically. And yeah, please subscribe. I would love for you to be a part of this community. I'm putting out more readings, and yeah, I just love to have you here. Okay, the letter D came out again. So we have BOL. Somebody could work in shipping, logistics, operations of a company. Just pulled out another D. So D is a big letter. Just heard Deandra, Diane, Deb, lobe, something about like an earlobe, or like getting a piercing or something recently, or you like wear a specific type of earring. Dale, lab, somebody could have a lab or a retriever. Daisy, Vaughn or Vaughn's, the store. I don't know why Michael Jackson just came through. MJ. The letter O is that those birds were called the Oriole birds, so the letter O is significant. Let me move these around a little bit. I'm gonna get one more too. There's a blank, so I'm not getting many. Okay, an I. Okay, so we have DBEOLI. Belle. Oh, that Elizabeth. I was thinking of Queen Elizabeth and like those white things around the neck when I was tapping into this collective. So sorry it took me so long to say that, but Elizabeth or Queen Elizabeth or watching something about Queen Elizabeth is very significant. Your name could be Bella. Did I say Daisy? I feel like Daisy came through. I talked about daisies earlier. Leo. Yeah, Leo. Your name could be Leo. Or you could be a Leo or have that in your big three. Bid. Maybe you work in a type of company where you have to make bids, or bidding is coming through. Does that have to do with gambling? I don't know. There's a lot about money coming through. Build. Yeah, there's just the U missing. You could work in construction of some kind, or building. Dial, you could like work in you could call people a lot, or like that's part of your job, being on meetings a lot, on Zoom. Okay, let me get two more to make this a full. Sorry, I love getting words and I just want to get them. Okay, O and P, so two D's and two O's. Dodo. I mean, that's something where this could be about like people questioning your intelligence and like you needing to believe in your intelligence. With the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, it's about the mind, the intelligence. Like you're starting to recognize you know a lot of things. You're very smart. And maybe a lot of people underestimate you. This is very more Game of Thrones energy. Somebody could be rewatching Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or watching that for the first time. But we have the Page of Swords. This is like my Arya Stark card. She really embodies this archetypal energy where it's like somebody who really wants to learn, somebody who's feisty, somebody who can like stand up for themselves, but they're like growing and learning, and she's an apprentice of the sword guy. Lollipop is like kind of coming through with that. Something about candy. I just heard, I taste just like candy, so dance with me. What is that from? AIM? Instant messaging? Oh, okay, that's like old shit. AOL? Maybe you do things old school, or like people, I don't, if somebody's like called you stupid, or you think people think you're underestimated, or you feel like you're unintelligent, that's not true. There's something about your self-concept, the way you see yourself, you really have to shift. Elope? Ooh, somebody could be eloping. The name, the C isn't here, but Chloe's coming out. Pile. Maybe you feel like you might have a pile of laundry right next to you, or like you need to do your laundry. Dole Whip, Disneyland, pineapples. There's a lot about like food and body image coming through. Pole. You could be a dancer. Okay, that's all I'm getting. It says did here, so it's like you always focus on like what people did or what you did, and it's like be in the present. I'm getting boo here too. Monsters Inc.'s coming through. A young daughter. I just heard bowling. Maybe you went bowling or want to go bowling, or you like bowling. Yeah, or lip, Philip, pills coming through. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to leave it there at 111. Wow. Okay. That was divine timing. I love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and link for personal readings in my bio. I love you. Bye.